Whoa, Jesus. Holy hell, what am I looking at? I mean, hello.
Hello. I'm Kala.
Hello, Kala. Are you, all right? You need like an aspirin or something?
I'm fine. For the moment.
You're fine. You got a mutant arm and a glowing kraken eye and you're fine.
I wouldn't be much help fighting monsters without them.
Well, I guess. That makes sense. I don't even know why I asked, you know? I miss the days when the weirdest thing I had to deal with was a stupid robot.
Me too.
Oh my giddy aunt. And here I was thinking I was the monster on the team.
I am not a monster.
Could have fooled me, me old China.
China?
How come no one out here speaks English?
I don't believe we've met.
I'm Kala. You're Kyra Diaz.
Kala? Kala Kapoor? Dr. Kala Kapoor?
Oh, I figured no one out here. You've read my papers?
I did. Some of them twice, because I didn't understand them the first time.
Applied quantum biology is a new field.
Wraith gates. Banshee minds. Dr. Kapoor, I have the feeling we've done something very stupid.
No more stupid than jumping out of a perfectly good spaceship.
You and I are going to continue this conversation later.
Wow!
Hello, Jack.
What happened to you?
It's a long story.
Is it gamma rays? I bet it's gamma rays.
What?
Or you got bit? You got bit by a radioactive aardvark.
A radio... What?
Ooh, was it cosmic rays? I don't even know what those are, but they make crazy stuff happen.
It was not... At least I don't think it was.
Are you going to mutate into a giant purple monster? Please say yes.
There is a slight chance of that, I fear.
Yay!
You ought to have Kyra take a look at your arm, darling. And, your, eye, I guess.
There's nothing she can do. She's a skilled researcher, but what I have done to myself is beyond her pay grade.
You did that to yourself?
Yes. I thought I unlocked the secret of the monster's DNA. I had to test my theory. As it turns out, I was right.
That's crazy.
It would have been crazy to try it on anyone else. Unethical.
Just when I thought things couldn't get any weirder.
You're Dr. Kapoor. I've heard about you.
Kala, please. Just Kala.
I understand. You don't feel so much like a doctor because you broke every rule of ethics there is.
And you hate me because of it.
No. I don't hate you. I mean, how can you hate an experiment? Whatever you were before, good, evil, right, wrong. Now you're a petri dish, and I'm as interested to see what grows inside as everyone else. Shall we?
Wow, you do not look well. Are you contagious?
I shouldn't talk to you.
You shouldn't.
You're a CIG-9 agent.
Yeah, but I think I'm on vacation. Why? Who are you that I shouldn't talk to?
I'm no one.
Uh-huh. Lady, I got another 18 people on this ship I can ask.
Then you will have to ask.
Okie doke.
Please, Dr. Kapoor, please tell me this is not what it looks like.
I thought you, of all people, would understand.
I, of all people, do not. You experimented on yourself. How am I supposed to understand that?
Ms. Diaz, would you describe these things as an existential threat to humanity?
I can't answer that yet.
That's the difference between us. It doesn't matter how you answer that question. There's nothing you can do either way. You simply don't have the knowledge to solve the problem. No offense. But I do.
At what price, Doctor?
That remains to be seen.
Ah, yes, the woman who wants to be a monster.
That's not entirely accurate.
You are very brave, I think.
I am?
Of course. To experiment on yourself? Brave the unknown? No explorer was half as brave.
I hadn't thought of it that way.
I will preserve your corpse after the autopsy. It may prove useful.
Oh.
Kala, I yearn to see you in action.
Hello, Markov. You're not afraid of me?
What is to be afraid? Look how tiny you are. You grapple with monsters in order to defeat the monsters. This, to me, is bravery.
And if I change into something else and threaten everyone on the ship?
Then you will die gloriously. What better fate for warriors like us?
Hey.
Hello. You're Maggie, right? And Daisy?
Yep. And you're Carla. Welcome aboard.
Thanks. You don't care about what I look like? What I did to myself?
Cabot let you on the team?
He did. And I hope he won't regret it.
Well, he let you on the team, so no, I don't care. Only thing that matters is what happens once we hit the ground. As long as you don't turn into a monster and try to eat us, good.
No promises.
So, what happened to you? What kind of war did you sign up for?
This one. I'm trying to understand the monsters.
By becoming one?
I didn't have any other subjects. Certainly, no one would volunteer for this. Besides, it may be reversible.
Sure it is. Like hell. You're gonna take this as far as it goes. I can see it in you. I look at you, I see the abyss staring back. Believe me when I say this. It is not worth it.
There is only one way to find out.
You were gonna say that. God damn it.
Listen, Miss Monster Lady.
I'm only half monster, at the moment.
When you shot monster DNA into yourself, what did you think was gonna happen?
I thought my T-cells would recognize the alien genetics and fight them off. I'd get a bad flu for a while, but get better. That would have told me a lot. But the monster's HNA was... aggressive.
How aggressive?
That remains to be seen.
That woman needs to be isolated, preferably off this ship, preferably off this planet.
Kala, you don't like her?
I like her fine. For an insane mad scientist who spliced her genome with monster DNA.
Kyra, I can't be very picky about team members now. How dangerous is she?
To herself? Lethally. I give her body 14 days before it breaks down completely. To us? I mean, look at her. Listen to her talk. It's doing something to her mind. She's turning into something and no one knows what. Our best hope is it's just another monster.
All right, I'll talk to Abe.
Do that.
Cabot, you gotta give me a reason for letting Kala on board.
It's a strange situation, I admit, but having her on the team gives us a better chance to understand what these things are. Maybe where they come from, how to stop them.
That's not our brief, and you know it.
Who else is going to do it?
I was afraid you'd say that. That lady's crazy, Jim.
Kala? I don't know. I thought so. Maybe not. Maybe she's braver than all of us.
Yeah, you say that because you don't bunk under her. She talks in her sleep.
You ought to be used to girls talking in their sleep, Abe.
Man, I'm not joking. You need to hear this stuff. I don't think it's her talking.
What?
It's like mathematical formulas and shit. Chanting. And sometimes, I shit you not, it's an old man's voice. Like a different voice.
I'll talk to Cabot.
You better hurry. Whatever's happening to her is getting worse.
Maybe you could help me, Ms. Diaz.
Don't try and recruit me to your experiment or whatever this is. I voted to throw you off the ship.
I understand. I was impressed with how far you got, if that's any consolation.
I didn't get anywhere. Every time I tried to correlate a codon to an amino acid, the DNA appeared to change. Like it knew what I was trying to do.
It's not DNA.
I know that. It's HNA. What do you think I spent the last 12 days doing? I haven't slept. And now, looking at you, I'll never sleep.
That makes two of us. I am not your enemy, James Parnell.
Not right now you aren't. But who knows what you're turning into? You don't, that's obvious.
Maybe. Yes, perhaps. But for now, I am still master of my mind. I may someday turn into something else. But until then?
Until then, you're a member of my team. That means we fight and die together, no matter the cost.
Thank you. Maggie, you fought these monsters before?
Yeah, so have you, looks like.
Not really. Studied them. Did your world live?
Figure you know the answer to that.
But you got away.
Yup.
After you watched your world die.
I'm sorta trying not to dwell on that too much, if you don't mind.
So, how far would you go to stop these things?
You know, I used to think I knew the answer to that, but looking at you, not that far.
You keep signing up to drop with me because you're looking for sympathy. Someone to take your side in the argument? Sorry, lady, can't do that.
You fought for something, You changed yourself into a monster to save your world. What I'm doing, I do for all humanity. Please, you must understand.
Dr. Kapoor, you don't watch the news much, do you?
Not as a rule. Why?
Because we lost, Dr. Kapoor. We all lost. Everyone I knew. They're all dead.
I see. I didn't know that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, me too. I'm sorry for both of us.
Hello! You appear to be undergoing catastrophic genetic decay. Do you need assistance?
An Emmett drone. Nice to see a familiar face.
What the fuck are you? You got snakes for hair under there?
An Emmett drone with a demon core?
It helps me fight. It is braver than I am. Sometimes it takes over. I do not control when.
We have something in common. That's depressing.
What did you hope to gain, Doctor?
You must know the answer by now.
No, I really don't. What does becoming a monster teach you?
That was a necessary side effect. I needed to know if the monster's DNA operated on classical principles.
And does it?
As you see, no. It is... I know of no other word for it. It is chaotic. It is constantly collapsing and rebuilding itself. Each monster may contain the blueprint for every monster.
That's why 3 abilities. Kraken, Wraith, Goliath.
Well spotted. You are more intelligent than I gave you credit for, Mr. Parnell.
I've been talking to Kyra. Sort of rubs off.
3 girls just looking for action. Or rather, 2.5 girls.
Don't humor her.
Ms. Diaz does not approve of me.
Ms. Diaz thinks you're a walking abomination.
Yes, I know. She's afraid I'm going to kill everyone on this ship.
That's not what she's worried about.
It's not.
Tell her, Kyra.
Dr. Kapoor, these creatures communicate and adapt. And now you've introduced human genetics into that communication. I'm not worried about you killing everyone on this ship. I'm worried about the monsters you spawn after you, and what they'll do to the human race.
I hadn't considered that.
Huge surprise! After this drop, I want everything you have on your project.
It's yours, but it won't do you any good. Anything you might see, I would have already found.
I know that, but I'm not looking for the same things you're looking for, Doctor.
What then?
Psych eval. I want to know which is failing faster, your body or your mind.
Could you do me a favor?
I doubt it.
Whatever conclusion you arrive at, could you keep it between yourself and Cabot?
You're saying you don't want to know?
Would you?
I understand.
Kala, does the glowing Kraken eye thing let you see any better?
No. In fact, I'm blind in it. Whatever it sees, or whoever's seeing through it, they don't share anything with me.
Okay, so a little advice. If you keep talking about alien monsters from another dimension seeing through your eyeball, people are gonna stop sitting with you at dinner.
Thanks. I don't think they'll sit with me in any case.
You'd be surprised. People in the crew aren't hung up on, appearances.
So you were on the Akhenaten?
Yes. You're good. How did you find out?
Just now when I guessed and you said yes. Wasn't hard. The Akhenaten is sort of famous for being a place they cook up crazy stuff like... well, you.
You guessed.
Just a wild stab in the dark. Which is, incidentally, what you'll be getting if your experiment goes wrong and you hurt any of these people.
We are not enemies, Valerie Walski.
Oh, don't worry. I'm still gonna heal you. I'm a spy, not an asshole.
Abraham.
Abe.
All right, Abe. Abe, I don't know what happens next.
Next is we jump out of this ship.
I mean, to me.
Yeah, I sort of figured that's what you meant.
I'm worried. I'm afraid this might get worse. That I might lose control.
It'll be okay one way or the other.
It will.
Yep, 'cause if it gets worse than that, I even get a flicker of you being a danger to this team, I'll put a super mat round in your skull before you even know what happened.
Thank you. Thank you, Abraham.
Don't mention it.
Boom! Speed boost!
Hey, Kala. Ready for some monster-on-monster action?
Ida, I think you're the only person on this ship who's not afraid of me.
I'm also the only person walking around inside a 4-ton armored unit. That probably has something to do with it.
Everyone else thinks I'm gonna go mad and kill them all.
Yeah, well, you're not doing much to dispel that notion. But I'm not worried. You're right where you belong.
I am.
Yep, because on this ship, whatever you turn into has a life expectancy of about 3 seconds.
I should count my blessings. You're Crow.
Yep.
I'm Kala.
Hey.
Hey, you're not disturbed by this?
By what?
By what I'm half... you know what? Never mind.
Okay.
I saw you've been doing your own research.
Yes, I keep getting steric hindrance. I can't crack it. But obviously you figured it out. How did you solve the Wolf-Kirshner problem?
I didn't.
You didn't? Then what the hell am I looking at?
I noticed a similarity between the steric hindrance formula and certain physical constants, and so I borrowed a famous equation.
Which equation?
The Patterson field equation.
That doesn't make any sense.
I know.
That doesn't make any sense.
And yet here I am.
Holy shit. Lennox, I want you to look at Dr. Kapoor's research.
I'm not a biologist. I wouldn't understand any of it.
No, you're an engineer. You've designed and built Patterson drives.
What's that got to do with Colin?
She used the Patterson field equations to crack the monster's DNA.
What?
Right?
Okay, you have piqued my interest, which is not easy to do at my age, let me tell you.
It might help if I understood what Kala did.
She took a formula. Listen, no one really understands why the Patterson field equations work. There's a lot of cargo cult thinking there, common wisdom that might be all crap. That woman cracked the monster DNA problem by using the Patterson field equations. That's like, I'm having a real hard time trying to explain this.
Use small words.
Imagine you're trying to balance your checkbook and the numbers don't work. And on a hunch, you just plug pi in there, a completely unrelated constant from an unrelated field, and it works. There's no reason it should work. It's insane to expect it to work.
But it did.
Yes, don't ask me what that means because I have no idea.
Kyra, you got any idea what's going on with our mutant support chick?
I think I do, and you are not going to like it. She's not a chick, by the way. I would accept lady, or woman, or doctor.
Okay. Is she going to turn into an insane kraken wraith in the middle of the night?
Not necessarily in the middle of the night?
You kidding?
I don't know what's going on, Abe. If you had told me Dr. Kala Kapoor would be helping me with my research, I'd have thought that was it. Problem solved. Now I don't know what to think.
Wonderful.
What's the suit for?
It's reprocessing my lymphocytes.
Your lymphatic system failed.
Basically. The monster in me is fighting back. The suit keeps me alive. My body is a war zone now. My lymphocytes against the monster's enzymes.
What's the rate of recombination?
1/135.
Have you told anyone about this?
Who am I gonna tell?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Dr. Kapoor, I'm trying to figure out if you're insanely brave or just insane.
I have the same problem. It's just an experiment. I'm the only one at risk if it fails.
Don't take this the wrong way, but I hope it does.
It almost certainly will. But why do you say that?
Because if you survive this, then you are only the beginning. There will be a whole army of people like you eventually. I mean, I haven't spent that much time with Slim, but I think there are some prices too high to pay.
Maybe. You're a basilisk soldier. Generation 3?
Yeah, and you're a... I don't know what. There aren't 8 more of you chasing a little guy with a ring, are there?
I'm sorry, I don't understand the reference.
I was making fun of you. Haven't felt like doing that in a while. I apologize.
Do not apologize. I understand. We will make fun of each other.
Deal.
Listen, Kala, I got a question.
Okay.
I've seen you fight, and you're right. You're good at it. You can hold your own.
Thanks.
But is that why you did that to yourself?
No. I was trying to understand the monsters better.
Wait, hold up. You mean understand them better like, how does their DNA work? Let me inject some? Or how did they work? Let me become one.
The former. I assure you, I had no intention of becoming a monster.
Oh, just a happy side effect?
Do I seem happy?
I withdraw the question.
How long have you been working on this, Dr. Kapoor?
I'm not sure. 5 years, I think.
5 years? How can you not be sure?
I was on the Akhenaten. They had me researching samples for years before they told me what they were samples of.
The Akhenaten.
It's Celestial's advanced project station.
I know what it is, and it means they didn't design them. I was hoping I was wrong. I was hoping someone, somewhere, could tell me where these things come from.
Wait long enough, and I may be able to tell you. I like you, Crow.
Thanks. I'm a likable guy.
I don't know what I thought would happen when I joined the crew, but this is not it. I thought you people would be more judgmental.
Nope. You gonna stick with us once we leave?
If you leave. I don't know. Depends on where you go. My fate is bound up with the monsters now. So, if you go where they go, yes.
Good to know.
You're fine, mate. Get up!